How's it going, guys? It's CryptoBud here for today, and with you guys, I am here with the CEO and founder of Loopring. Oh my God, I'm so excited because, as you guys know from my channel, I've talked about Loopring a bunch of times, and I'm a huge fan of Loopring, specifically what they're doing with the tech. So I am honored to have here Daniel with me today, and let's start off with Daniel. Daniel, first of all, thank you very much for coming over. Can you tell us, for the audience who may have not seen my videos about Loopring, tell us a little bit about what you do and what's your vision for crypto?
Hi, everyone. I'm really glad to be here. I'm the founder and CEO of Loopring Foundation. I think blockchain is the future. Yeah, so I'm a deep believer in blockchain technology, and I think in the future, the AI and blockchain will revolutionize the way we live and the overall economy. So we are developing a decentralized token exchange protocol and a set of software around it so that you can set up your own decentralized exchange really easy.
Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about your technology and specifically about that. So Loopring, from my understanding and from I've done it, it's a protocol platform that is going to be pretty much the foundation, a lot of our decentralized exchanges. Now, let's talk a little bit about your relationship with NEO and Dahongfei. A lot of our viewers have noticed that there was, on your webpage, there was a little bit of a connection. Can you tell us a little bit about that connection?
Yeah, first, NEO, I'm a big fan of NEO blockchain. As you know, as a protocol, we can deploy Loopring on top of many public blockchains. And NEO is our second blockchain to deploy our protocol. Dahongfei is a friend of mine, as many people don't know. So we knew each other back in 2014. So when I had my very first crypto startup, which is a centralized exchange.
Wow.
So we talked about a lot of stuff, a lot of ideas, bold ideas at that time, before he even founded this NEO foundation. Yeah, so right now he acts as an advisor to our foundation, and he is also an early investor in our token.
So. Awesome. I'm gonna have to ask Da later on about that. But let's move on to a little bit to specifically your technology. I've noticed that you've been focusing on the wallet specifically. A lot of people think that your foundation is focusing on exchanges. Can you tell us a little bit about your vision for the wallets and specifically the app, and how Loopring is going to play a role in mobile exchanges?
I think in the future, a lot of token exchange will happen right from the wallet in a decentralized way because of the lack of security on centralized exchange. But I also believe that in the future, it's going to be a mix of both centralized and decentralized because people, they have to learn about how to manage their private keys in order to use the decentralized applications. So I think it's going to take like a year or two for many people to get used to manage their private keys, to own their assets. Back to, what's your question, the original question?
Oh, the original question was just about what do you see yourself focusing on, in the wallets, so the development.
So the big exchanges, they have a very solid cash flow for now. Yes. They are really not incentivized to adopt anything new, and they are sort of they're short in manpower. They don't have these developers to try something as new as Loopring. They want to fix their centralized systems, keep them as safe, as secure as possible. So for them, they are not incentivized. But for small exchanges who are late in the game, they want to try something new so they can build a competitive advantage over those giant, right? And for wallets, a lot of wallets, they have very good user experience.
Yes.
But they don't have a source of income. They have a user base, but there's no way, previously they have some ICO tools to help people to do ICO, but right now, the ICO is not that popular in countries like China, right? So they lost that kind of revenue. So I think in the future, they are also considering enable people to trade right from their wallet, providing this extra but very important functionality will help them to get a lot more users.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Let's go over to the rewards. So this is a really interesting point. In terms of incentivizing users to migrate over to the wallets, this idea of decentralized exchanges and the extra added advantage, what is Loopring trying to do to incentivize people to use the wallets and to get off of the centralized exchanges so that your protocol becomes the chosen one for many of these?
For normal users, I think we provide the ultimate security, transparency, and since all the orders, all the liquidities are shared among all the relays in one consortium blockchain network, the liquidity will be better and the price will be much better. So for normal users, I think these are the reasons they want to choose to use wallet to do trading. But that said, I also have to say this again. A lot of users, they don't know how to manage their assets, crypto assets. It's better for them to still keep on using the centralized exchange because they have technical support, right? But for institutional investors or for international companies, if they want to trade cryptocurrencies between each other, I think it's better for them to not trust any centralized exchange, especially when the value they want to exchange are huge, right? So I think the decentralized exchange is not for everyone.
Exactly. Very good. Thank you for that. Let's talk a little bit about ring matching and specifically also your technology in regards to making Loopring different. So there are a couple of companies, various projects out there, I say companies, that are working on also these protocols. Kyber is one of them, 0x. How does yours stand out in regards? And I did read something about ring matching that was really interesting about transactions and the speed.
Well, as a protocol, it must be really simple to be adopted. Loopring differs from 0x from Kyber in many ways. But if we mention 0x, I have to say I'm a big fan of 0x as well. It's a very inspiring project. I met the team, the core developers. They are solid, very good. We differ from 0x in several aspects. First, we have this ring matching. So in one transaction, we can match multiple orders. And that brings better liquidity and price. And secondly, we have this new role called ring matchers. It's an independent role, so people don't have to pick the order, right? So in 0x, you have to pick an order. So you have taker, you have maker. So you have different type of orders. But in Loopring, there's no difference between orders. There's no taker, no maker. And the other one I think is more important is that we are using this permission blockchain architecture to enable the sharing of liquidity. And that's very important because in Loopring, we want to make sure the default mode is liquidity sharing. Everything is shared in this consortium blockchain so that we can have a better liquidity by default.
Let's talk a little bit about your different blockchains. So I know you mentioned that Qtum is actually one of the ones you're partnering as well, in addition to NEO. What's your stance on using that protocol across different blockchains, or are you focusing on specific ones? And how does that look forward going out in the rest of the year in terms of partnering up with specific blockchains?
As a protocol, we don't really want to bind to any specific blockchain. It's because we want to maximize the chance that this project will succeed in the future. So right now, I think Ethereum has the biggest ecosystem. They have the largest group of developers. NEO maybe comes in second. So our strategy is to implement Loopring on top of the most important blockchains. So in the future, no matter which one is the best one, we always have the chance. And our investors always has the best opportunity to get their, to get a really good investment, right? So Loopring is really a generic, it's really blockchain agnostic. So we are going to deploy Loopring on top of NEO, on top of Quantum this year. And that's the three blockchains are our focus. But going forward, we are going to deploy on more blockchains.
Speaking of which, I've been doing a lot of research on the Nex exchange. Can you tell us a little bit about your connection with Nex and NEO? Is that something that Nex has in plan in terms of the protocols, or will that be something that you're still working on?
So we position ourselves as a protocol. It's not a platform. It's not a set of website applications, right? So everything we develop will be open sourced. So as a developer, you can just clone our project and rebranding the software, right? So NEX Next is a platform. So we are going to work together. So Loopring protocol token is going to be used as the matching fee. It's a utility token for Next. And Next, their token is going to be a security token, so that if you hold this security token, you will get some bonus, right? So we are going to collaborate maybe in a couple of months, and maybe we are going to release a news about that.
Awesome, thank you. Let's talk a little bit about your token in terms of the Loopring Ecosystem Fund. What are the benefits of holding the token, and what are some of the key parts of your token economics for Loopring?
Well, this Leaf Fund is to incentivize developers to help us to improve the quality of our open source software. I think that's the main purpose. So the fund can be a way of investment, or it can be donated to some projects. But the donation, we are going to be really serious about the donation. It's going to be after effect donation. So if you've done something we think is cool, we are going to donate. We are not going to donate beforehand, right? So we have put like 20% of the current Loopring protocol token in this fund, and we are going to put more in that fund.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. So one last question. If someone were to say, why would someone be interested in Loopring's project? You know, 1 or 2 sentences, what would you say?
As an investor, if you haven't learned from other people's lesson, you are going to learn from your own lesson. So if you put your money on exchange, you always face the risks of, the fund being hacked or the owner got away from your money, right? So learn from others people's lesson. I think it's a good idea. Don't learn from your own lesson, right? Try Loopring, try the Loopring wallet in the future.
Thank you very much, Daniel. And guys, that was Loopring. Thank you for that, Daniel. Appreciate for the information,
Thank you very
guys. And CryptoBud.